Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. I'm a day late on this, so I apologize. But it's also Jenna's birthday. So happy birthday to Jenna, whilst I am trying to sneak this video in very quickly. So we will have to be brief and short and to the point here. Legendary Banner is coming up, right? Apologize. That ran together very quickly. The Legendary Banner is coming up in Fire Emblem Heroes. Okay, so we're going to go over real quick today. Alright, that's how it's going to be. I'm going to tell you who's coming back, I'm telling you who's coming up, and I'm going to give you a prediction on what it might possibly look like. We'll see. Here's who's returning. Okay. Obviously, your big hits here. Probably red, colorless, maybe blue. Green, I think, is account dependent. I think everybody can benefit from a Golvig, a Cavalier, or a Freyr, frankly. So, green, you need an Ninian, who's really good. You need a Haether, who I think is decent. I don't really know. I've never really used Haether, so that is what it is. But I assume she's in a similar realm with the Vegs, as you will. But other than that, you know, I feel like every color so far has a little something for everyone. So to start, it looks like a pretty decent Legendary Banner, just in general. Okay. The upcoming people who are coming up. Units, not people. They're not real. Let's just put that one to bed. They're not real. They are characters. Units, as you will. Anything upcoming here is, well, it's difficult, frankly. We did have a couple of attunes show up on the same banner, mostly Triandra and Peony. Okay. We have another one in colorless, Ginny. Okay. And then blue, up until Reinhardt, those are the only normal 5 stars that we have. Which is odd. But with Reinhardt and then Ivy, maybe we're dousing that trend a little bit. I feel like colorless is usually pretty balanced between what they have in terms of like limited and standard 5 stars. Red is kind of all over the place. And green and blue seem to be doing this cycling thing where we have a bunch and then we have none. But either way, these are the upcoming heroes that we have. This is kind of what it looks like. All right, they're going in order, sort of. Basically, they are. There's no 4 stars here, obviously. But you can kind of see who they're going to fill in next. And there's a little bit of an issue with that. Because if you look, there's Triandra, Peony, and Ginny. Okay? All attuned or rearmed, right? And then even a sidestep to that, you've got Nino, right? So, what could this banner possibly look like? I do not think that they are going to put... I do not think that they would put, maybe that's a better way of phrasing it, multiple attuned heroes and rearmed up, right? Because if you're looking at this, there's a possibility, like blue is definitely not a rearmed or attuned or anything like that, right? It's definitely a standard 5 star and it's likely female. So I apologize to all Freyr enthusiasts out there who are going to get absolutely body rocked by female this time around. But then you also have one open spot in every other color too, including red, which the new option, likely alongside Cavalier, would be red, right? That makes sense. Maybe even Golvig to an extent. But you see that any other option is literally a rearmed or attuned hero, right? So are they going to just straight up put 3 of those on the banner? Probably not. Would they skip around? I don't think so, at least not in colorless, right? Because I don't think we'd put Tina there. She debuted with the Reinhardt banner, and that was like literally last month. So I don't think they'll do that. They could jump a bit in red, maybe. Maybe it's not too soon for Harkin. But even then in green, it's like, well, it's literally just Rosado who just came out. So there's not really... It doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? But I got to thinking about it, and I leaked this a little bit on stream a couple days ago or so. And I think I know what they're going to do. Emblems are part of the mythic and legendary circle of family banners, right? But we've not yet seen an emblem banner. And I don't feel like that would be a thing, because there's just the one. So I'm thinking, for now, they're probably going to piece in emblem heroes when they want to. And they're still going to be called mythic and legendary banners, I think. Case in point being, I think emblem heroes are intended to be seen as more, well, they are a gimmick, right? That's a given. But I think they're meant to be more along the lines of, hey, look at this support option, right? Because that's what emblems are in Engage. Now, granted, they aren't support units. They can act supportive. But they're still very much just normal units that you can use, right? But I don't think they would call out their own banner specifically. So I'm thinking what they're going to do is, for at least the first few times, piece them into the mythic and legendary banners. And here, it would be really, really convenient, right? So let's say they pop in an emblem hero, strategically placed, right? So now you're kind of looking at, well, Feebale is maybe in blue, and then Peony probably makes the most sense in green. I think you're probably going to stick Triandra in red, which they did debut together alongside Sonya as well, I think. So, you know, maybe they want to put them together. I don't know. Maybe that's like a trope that they're doing. I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. But it wouldn't be more than two. And we have had two, like Rearmed and Ascendeds together, things like that, where in the past they have also tried to like spread out and alternate, right? We don't really have attuned heroes, or we don't really have Ascended heroes anymore. Those are gone. So maybe they're fine putting two attuned / rearmed heroes together. So what does that leave? Well, that leaves a spot open in red, and it leaves a spot open in colorless, which would again follow the current trajectory of when stuff debuted coming out. So this is kind of what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to throw Triandra into red. I think they're going to throw Feebale into blue. I think that's a given. I think they're going to put Peony in green, which frankly ups that pool by like a lot. And then we're maybe going to have a new legendary in colorless, and then we're maybe going to have a new emblem in red. And those could alternate and swap too. I'm thinking possibly Sigurd for the emblem position, which would fit alongside red, right? And maybe the new colorless option is just so bananas that it boosts colorless. Because I know I am Gateau fan, but not everyone Gateau fan, okay? So I understand that, and I don't think he is necessarily a big moneymaker. But throwing him alongside Golvig, which is very tempting for me, Faye, I can see how it could be somehow beneficial in that capacity. But this kind of makes blue one of the weaker options. Even though Freyr is just that good, frankly. It's just a little riskier to try and pull for him here. If they do it this way. Which I think there is some potential to be doing it this way. My opinion. So, on that note, that's kind of what I'm looking at. That's what I think. What I think we're going to be seeing, potentially. But, you know, grain of salt, as always. Things are very highly in flux right now, especially when they add a new hero type. Habits, patterns, whatever you want to call them, they start to shift around a little bit, and that's currently the phase that we're in right now. We're kind of rediscovering everything. trying to figure out who's going what's doing where, that whole thing. But I think this kind of makes sense, and we'll see what happens with it in a few days when the banner actually does debut. And obviously, when the banner comes out, I will do a hero tracker to kind of keep you guys in the know of when stuff's coming back where. Because frankly, if that does happen in blue, I would not recommend pulling on Freyr. Unless, of course, you're sparking and you just guarantee him and you're pulling on other colors in the process. That's one way to maybe do it if you're going that route. But I mean, the 1 in 3 chance on Freyr there is rough. Some rough alternatives there. So you might want to know when he comes back. That's the purpose of the hero tracker, to let you know when to make the correct smart choice for you personally, and not just odds of averages of what's in what pool when. Right. Anyway, that is it. I think I'm good. Are you good? I think so. I'm gonna get back to my wife's birthday. Have a great day. Let me know what you think the heck is going on with the legendary mythic banners. I sure don't. I sure don't know what's going on. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.